Welcome to the Getting Down with Digital Health podcast, sponsored by Mend. We hope to inform and inspire you on a wide variety of healthcare topics. We're grateful you're joining us today. And now, on with the show.
What up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Getting Down with Digital Health. I'm your host, Brandon Worley, and joining me today is co-founder and CEO of Mend, Matt McBride. Matt, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Back at it again. Great to see you. So today we have an action-packed agenda. We're going to cover patient self-scheduling, KPIs, and data. We have a new ebook and on-demand webinar to check out right away. We have a rock, paper, scissors competition. It's on, man. And finally, an informative healthcare topic meant to inspire you to be healthy. So patient self-scheduling, what everyone wants to know is, Matt, is the no-show rate better for patient self-scheduled appointments? Break it down for us, man.
You know, according to our data, the answer is yes. In 2021, for patient self-scheduled appointments, we saw a 5% no-show rate. So, I mean, and keep in mind too, this is that was 2021, right? I mean, telehealth usage was at an all-time high. So there definitely were virtual appointments mixed in there. But, you know, even if that was 10%, right? If that was 10% across in-person visits and you're averaging 23%, there's still a big opportunity for improvement. Across Mend, and I think, you know, first, you know, these are some key KPIs that we feel everybody should track, right? I think you want to look at utilization and adoption across patient self-scheduling, look at those no-show rates for patient self-scheduled appointments, or even cancel rates, kept rates, things like that. So across Mend in 2021, for customers of a good size that were offering patient self-scheduling, about 30%, 34% of the appointments were self-scheduled versus, you know, made by phone or in office during checkout, what have you. So I think we see that trend with customers. We've sort of conditioned ourselves and people, you know, if you need a healthcare appointment, you call, right? I mean, that's pretty much what everybody has done for years and years and years. So when you offer something new like patient self-scheduling, there's an education period, right? Where you have to start letting patients know they can schedule this way. So you might see this ramp of utilization. So while we're seeing a third of visits booked through patient self-scheduling, that'll probably continue to climb. So in 2022, maybe that's in the 40s, 50%, as patients learn that's an option that's available to them. However, if you look at all of our appointments, because not every customer uses patient self-scheduling, only 13% of all the appointments were self-scheduled across Mend. So it's not something that is widely adopted by healthcare organizations today. You know, allowing practices, they're allowing patients to self-schedule their own appointments. And I think a big reason for that is groups feel it's complex. You know, their scheduling is complex. Brandon, I know, you know, you've talked to a lot of folks about patient self-scheduling. You know, how, what do you tell people if they are saying, you know, oh, we can't offer patient self-scheduling. It's too complex.
Yeah, I think that, you know, you kind of go back to the data. You know, the data says otherwise. You know, patients love it. Staff, once they get used to it, find it incredibly convenient, and it actually automates a lot of the administrative tasks that a lot of the front uh, desk staff would have to do, and the scheduling staff. So once they get over that mental hurdle that it's this kind of scary thing where patients just have complete ability to control their schedule and schedule and cancel and all those things. Once they get over that, they realize that this is an incredibly powerful tool, and we can set a lot of controls within the platform to kind of mitigate some of those concerns that they have. Kind of a crawl, walk, run approach, where we can make it really tight, where the organization can really have a lot of input and action into how much control the patient has, or they can make it wide open once they get more comfortable. But I will tell you, we have more and more health systems that are coming through as of late, interested in adding patient self-scheduling. And when you ask them what's driving this, it's, well, the competitor health system down the street offers it. And so, we need to offer it as well. So it is a growing trend. And, the data just shows that if you want to decrease your no-show rate and increase patient experience and engagement, offering patient self-scheduled visits is where you need to go.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's insurance, the location, the availability, the complexity of the visit, all of these things can be taken into account, but still made very simple, very user friendly. So I think where maybe you thought it wasn't possible before, it definitely becomes possible, and it's something that consumers want. But one of the next areas that we wanted to look at, patient self-scheduling doesn't have to be new appointments. It could be just giving people the ability to cancel and reschedule. And that's an option within our system. You don't have to do full-blown patient rescheduling. Maybe this is a place to start and gain some experience with it. And then I think you want to track all of the change reasons. If somebody does want to change, what are those reasons? And I think if you look at this, 64%, there's some sort of conflict is what we're seeing, because we will track the change reasons for customers. And you've got 95% saying personal reason, which is still sort of a conflict, right? So now you're at about 75% of all change reasons are because of a conflict, right? And I think this is where no-shows come from, right? These are the people, these are from people that are canceling or rescheduling, right? The bulk of the changes to an appointment are because of a conflict, really three-fourths, right? 75%. If you don't make it easy and you have to call and maybe somebody doesn't answer, you're not open, or all of those things, that's where I think a lot of the no-shows come from. So I think this also plays a big role in the no-show rates around patient self-scheduling, because you're offering patient self-scheduling for new appointments, but then you can also include the ability to cancel, reschedule. So you end up realizing those lower no-show rates overall, because you just made it effortless for people to make a change and tell you that they're not coming or they're not able to come. They can clear that off the schedule. That can be replaced with somebody who is actually going to attend. So that's another key piece here. And
just one thing to that, and it's so simple. A patient can just go right on their smartphone, sitting on an airplane before their flight takes off, realizes they're going to miss their appointment, and just go reschedule it right on their own. Provider doesn't have to do anything. You don't have to sync up, make a phone call, wait for them to call you back, be on hold. It's all just very simple and modern, the way we do things in almost every other industry. So ease of use is key.
Yeah, so we've got a little demo playing just to show, where's this data coming from? What does this thing look like even? And where's the data coming from? So, we want to collect some basic demographic information, and then we get into the actual decision tree, and then, routing to the right location, the right provider. We can filter by age, insurance, all sorts of different, complexity, all sorts of different things can be taken into account. And then it can be completely automated, right? So I think, if you're only depending on how available it is to schedule an appointment by phone, right? Say you were doing maybe 8 to 6, and but there's a lunch break in there. You're really only able to accept business, maybe 35, 40% of the given time in a week, right? Where patient self-scheduling, or the ability to make modifications, now software can be working for you 24/7, 365. You can be accepting business 24/7, 365, and giving people these modern conveniences that they want. So there's a lot of benefits. And I think where people thought it just can't be done, it's too complex, you have to have a person do it, it's just not the case anymore.
To get into it even more, we have a new ebook, an on-demand webinar covering the KPIs discussed today, and a lot more. We have top 12 telehealth and digital patient engagement KPIs every healthcare tech leader must have. Matt, how can folks sign up for that?
On men.com, we've got lots of on-demand content where we're just trying to put helpful insights out there. So on men.com, in the resources section, ebooks and webinars. So here's the ebook, the 12 KPIs, and then we have all the data. We're sharing all of our data to be used as a benchmark. We've got an on-demand webinar taking you through all of the KPIs and our own data across millions and millions of patients and appointments. So if you're doing really well, or maybe need there's some room for improvement. So lots of different resources and content that we're putting out to help folks, help more people.
I think we know what time it is. It's competition time.
I mean, this is your time. I mean, tic-tac-toe, we know how that went. Pac-Man, I mean,
Paper, rock, scissors, man. It's my jam. I'm ready when you are.
So would do best out of 5.
Best out of 5.
Are you going old school, rock, paper, scissors, shoot? Is that what we're doing?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right, and it's got to be in the camera. So
yep. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh,
I got one.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right. 1-1, right?
Yep.
All right.
1-1.
Then we'll best out of 3. Next one
wins.
Wins it all.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Boom.
I mean, I was trying, but I wasn't gonna be mad if you won, because you were due. So
yeah, I have a tall hill to climb to catch up. So always a great time, Matt, having you on. Always look forward to having these contests. Everyone, thank you guys so much for paying attention and watching this episode. Now comes to the part where Matt has a health tip for you. These tips are always meant to inspire you to be as healthy as you can be. So Matt, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, well, the topic for this episode is really that combination of exercise and mental health. And did a bit of research in the Journal of Affective Disorders. This was a study, Exercise as a Treatment for Depression, a meta-analysis by Anders Hovland. So a meta-analysis is taking all these different studies that folks have done in this area. It could be hundreds of different studies, combine them into one meta-analysis, because usually one study isn't enough, right? The scientific method, do one study, well, somebody else should be able to repeat that, get similar results, so on and so forth. So then all these people look at a given area, and then you've got a meta-analysis, which is sort of the analysis of it all. And here's some of the interesting conclusions. Physical exercise is an effective intervention for depression. It also could be a viable adjunct treatment in combination with antidepressants. Some of the clinical studies found exercise to be on par with antidepressants. So I think I would say first, look, there's you always want to consult a medical professional, right? And we're not giving anybody any medical advice. And I think there are certain cases where maybe exercise would not be effective at all, given it's the severity and what's going on. So, but I think there are a few downsides to it, and it may help, right? If anything, I think there's confidence boosters from it, maybe feeling a little healthier, feeling a little fitter. And so there's definitely a lot of benefits. I think also, just to put some context around the exercise, right? Like you don't have to be out there, CrossFit competing in the games, right? Exercise could be, a long walk, depending on your level of fitness, that may get your heart rate up to a point that, you're burning a lot of calories and actually getting a decent workout in, or a light run, or something that you enjoy doing, playing a sport. It doesn't have to be this intense, thing to get the benefits. So, I think it's just one of many, many benefits of exercise. And it just, we were given this body, right, that's able to move. I think, it wants to move. It doesn't want to be just sitting all day long. So, lot of benefits, and I thought that was interesting that it was found to be as effective, or almost as effective as antidepressants.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of that. I'm not surprised, because I certainly know how it makes me feel. Matt, thank you so much for sharing that. I know you and I are big proponents of exercise and physical fitness, and at any level. And like you said, it could be just a walk a few times a week, and you're doing benefit for yourself. So, and it also gives you opportunities to get outdoors, depending on what type of exercise you want to do. So, well, everyone, thank you again so much for tuning into this episode of Getting Down with Digital Health. We will provide links to everything discussed in the show notes. Please feel free to hit us up with any questions in the comments section. In the next episode, Mend has by far the most exciting vision for the future of telehealth and patient engagement, and we will be sharing that with you all. Make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you everybody very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you for watching today's episode from the Getting Down with Digital Health podcast. To learn more about Mend or to access more content, please visit mend.com.